Today, we're diving into what traffic statistics really reveal about American cities, why second and third tier municipalities like Charlotte and Kansas City are struggling more than you'd expect, and what those lost hours numbers actually mean for your daily life. According to the 2024 INRIX Global Traffic Scorecard, here's the real ranking of America's most congested cities. New York City, 101 hours lost per year. Chicago, 96 hours. Los Angeles, 89 hours lost per year. Boston, 88 hours. Washington, D.C., 83 hours. Philly, 81 hours. Miami, 105 hours lost per year. Why didn't I start with that one? It's actually worse than L.A. San Francisco, 97 hours, also worse than L.A. Seattle, 63 hours. And Atlanta, 74 hours lost per year. Let's translate these stats into real-world impact. Miami's 105 hours lost per year breaks down to about 2 hours per week. Roughly 25 minutes per workday of extra commute time. And that's exactly what the raw numbers don't capture, the psychological impact. It varies dramatically by expectation and infrastructure quality. A Miami driver stuck in smooth-flowing traffic on well-maintained I-95 experiences different stress than a Nashville driver stop and go on pothole-riddled roads. That hours lost per year metric sounds straightforward, but it's actually quite subjective. Here's how INRIX calculates it. They measure the difference between free flow travel time, typically 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. speeds, and actual travel time during congested periods. So if your normal 20-minute commute takes 35 minutes during rush hour, that's 15 minutes of lost time per trip. But this methodology has some interesting quirks. A city with consistently moderate congestion might score worse than a city with severe congestion during short peak periods. It also assumes that free flow speed is the correct baseline, but is driving 75 miles per hour through downtown really the goal we should optimize for? Dr. Anthony Downs from the Brookings Institution argues that some congestion is actually a sign of economic health. Hear me out on this one. Or hear him out. Cities with zero traffic delays are often cities with stagnant economies. The sweet spot is having enough economic activity to create some congestion, but not so much that it cripples productivity. Consider Charlotte, North Carolina. They're ranked 27 nationally with 41 lost hours annually. That might not sound terrible compared to New York's 101 hours, but here's the context. Charlotte's population grew 20% between 2010 and 2020, while their highway capacity only increased 4%. So residents who moved there expecting easy commutes are now experiencing LA-level frustration. The most interesting story in American traffic isn't happening in traditional congestion capitals. It's happening in rapidly growing mid-sized cities. So another one, Austin, Texas. Austin exemplifies this perfectly. With 52 hours lost annually, they rank worse than cities with twice their population. Why? Their urban core was never designed for current traffic volumes. I-35 through Austin was built in the 1960s for a city of 250,000. Today's Austin has over 1 million people, and that same highway carries traffic it was never engineered to handle. Nashville presents a similar case study. The city's population has grown 40% since 2000, but they're still largely dependent on I-40, I-65, and I-24, highways designed decades ago. Music City residents now lose 38 hours annually to traffic, and that number is climbing every year. Kansas City, my home for 4 years, their situation is particularly interesting because it challenges our assumptions about sprawl and traffic. With relatively low population density, you'd expect easy driving, but the metro area covers parts of 2 states. That's one thing that I really noticed about Kansas City when I was there. It almost reminded me of the layout of LA because everything in KC, especially for a Midwest city, is extremely spread out. So because everything is spread out, people are regularly driving 30 to 40 miles between home and work, and those long-distance commutes mean even small delays accumulate into significant annual time loss. Now, Los Angeles, despite its terrible reputation in traffic, has actually invested heavily in transit alternatives, at least in the last couple of decades. The metro system now covers 100-plus miles, providing options beyond driving. There's the Metrolink train that connects LA, Orange County, all the way out to the Inland Empire. There has been so much spent on public transit in Southern California, and yet traffic still gets worse. The Federal Highway Administration estimates that America needs $2.6 trillion in infrastructure investment over the next decade just to maintain current service levels. But politically, it's easier to complain about traffic than to find solutions. So the next time you hear someone complaining about the worst traffic in America, remember these numbers. While New York and Los Angeles grab headlines, some of the most frustrated drivers might be in KC or Charlotte, places experiencing rapid growth without corresponding infrastructure investment. So here's my challenge to you for this week. Look up your metro area's ranking and population growth rate over the last decade. Are you living in a growth city where traffic is getting worse faster than infrastructure can adapt? If so, consider how you might adjust your commuting patterns or advocate for better transportation planning. Don't forget to check out our community at drivesmarternow.com. Drive smart, drive patiently, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks for listening.